So if you're a guy, especially watching this video, I really want you to stick around and it's not going to be long. Just let me know your opinion or shoot me a like if you agree and you kind of resonate with a lot of things I'll say right now. But really the main premise of the idea is that recently, especially in 2026 right now, I would say that male friendships, so strictly like male groups, are very similar in friendship dynamic and sharing negative stereotypes that we used to give to women friendships, female friendships. And I'll give you an example. It's like the comparisons, the jealousy, the gossiping. All of those are now true. I mean, and if you're like a guy in your 30s, you may not agree with me. I'm not sure how it is there, but if you're like 25, I'm 24 right now. If you're 25 or younger, and your friends are 25 or younger, I think you'd agree. So what I've realized is I think it's really social media to blame. Let's start with what I think is to blame. I think it's social media. We got like these words like group leader, alpha male. All of those have been around, but they're now in the influx. You see in comment sections, you see it in memes, and everyone just kind of have it all subconscious now. So everyone wants to kind of like assert their dominance or feel dominant in some sort of way. So what I've realized now is when I'm in like friendship dynamics, it seems like people are taking jabs at you, right? And I'll give you an example, right? As you can see, clearly I'm bald, right? And being bald is like being fat. It's not something you really want to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has a negative connotation in society, right? So I would have friends in group setting or friends in group setting, and then they would say something like my bald friend, right? And I feel like that's just a really unnecessary word, right? It doesn't really offend me. It offends me in the way that they're using it, right? So if I have a fat friend, obviously he's fat. I am not going to introduce him as my fat friend. He's just my friend. I'm not going to be like, hey guys, this is my fat friend, right? I'm just going to be like, hey guys, this is my friend. So it's little jabs like that, and you can't really even counteract it. And I don't need to counteract it. I just hate that it exists. I hate that this is where guy friendships are now. And this is actually one of my closer friends. To put it in perspective, right? And I had to pause when I said that because it really just stung me as I said it. And it wasn't just one person. It's multiple people, and I feel like socially I'm not as successful as a lot of my friends. These guys have like groups and travel buddies and girlfriends that they're around. You know what I mean? Like they have all those things socially, and I feel like I'm not as achieved, as acclimated socially, but as far as like economically, I feel like I'm the most successful in my friend group. So maybe this is where it's coming from, where they have to attack me to kind of feel like they're better than me in some way, and I don't look down on them for any reason, right? And it's not like they make a lot less money than me. We're talking differences of it's very negligible, right? But I feel like the comparison is there, and I don't want to be, and it may be a reach to say this, but I feel like I feel like they don't do this to someone they think is beneath them. So these guys that I'm calling friends, they're not going to do that to someone else in the group that is living with their mom, right? They don't need to attack him because they feel like they don't have to. If anything, they'll uplift him. It's kind of like when attractive women would call their fat friends beautiful. It's kind of the same attack. I feel like if you were to lie to your friend, call them beautiful, call them whatever, that it doesn't really apply to them. I feel like that's also a form of um, not being a good friend, right? I don't know what's a better word than that. And also like the gossiping, right? It's like, hey, have you seen his? You'll have conversations like, hey, have you seen his new girlfriend? Right? She's kind of ugly, or I've been with that chick in the past, or you know what I mean. It's always gossiping. It's always drama. It's always something, and I don't know what it is. I feel like recently I've seen it on internet for about a year now where people are saying like men are becoming more feminine. You know, I've seen this for decades, a decade now actually, that men are becoming more feminine. But it's actually really true in the way we act and the way we have relationships, which is just the difference between men and women at this point, right? I mean, besides biology, it's the way we act, the way we fit into society, right? So I think men are just taking a very feminine role now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we're leaning towards this. We're kind of, you know how we used to say like the patriarchy, like the men would decide like the culture and how humanity moves. But now I feel like we're moving into this matriarchy. And actually, recently I think not like construction jobs, but like on these offices jobs, women are making more, if or similar or more to men now, right? And when women have these buying power, society is gonna shape towards whoever has the buying power. And I think that's what we're realizing. It's culture, media, Love Island, right? Love Island. These guys that I'm talking about, they watch Love Island with whoever, right? Maybe they watch it on their own, maybe they watch it, but they watch these things. They consume this new age media, and they feel the need to act upon it. They think that's reality. They think that these guys are having these ego battles to hook up with these chicks. They think that's reality. They think that in front of a group of people, they should call me the bald guy to try to lower my status so that they can seem higher status, right? And it's just ridiculous, man. And I feel like I'm not the only one. And this is one example, but I have many friend groups. I'm very extroverted. I work in sales. I have a lot of free time to myself. So I have a lot of friend groups, and this is not just the only friend group. I think everyone everyone has have had to experience this some form. And we used to say that it was the woman with the drama, it was the woman, the female friend groups with the drama. It's they're the ones with the gossiping. But I feel like the male friend groups are no different, right? And these are close friends. These are people I've known for years now. These are people that I was friends with before we were able to drink, and now we're 24. We've been friends for years, and they're still playing these status games. It's just ridiculous. And I really want to believe that they're like subconscious, they're ignorant to it, they're not doing it on purpose. That's what I really want to believe. But I think that makes it even worse. It just makes them incapable of having any deeper relationship with, because if you know someone is comparing themselves to you and they have to sit in a higher position in society than you to feel good, because that's what they're doing. If you're big, if you're fat, and someone introduced you as a fat friend, that's not a friend, right? That's how I feel, and I really took offense to that enough for me to make this video, right? And I don't hate the fact that I'm bald. You know what I mean? It's a part of who I am. I don't dislike it, but it is a negative stereotype in society, right? So when you're using that before me, I think it's the same as calling like introducing a fat friend. It's really the same concept. And to me, I feel like that is just I feel like it is a trend I've been seeing. It's not just this one time. This kind of situation happened almost 2 to 3 times in a single night, and I really don't know what it is.